The company's grown a lot in the last few years and we're trying to do it quite consciously. We've just finished up a block of 40 flats and now we're starting a site of 17 houses. It's our ambition to kind of build the most energy efficient housing that we can. And as we get better and better at that through iteration, we also want to bring the price down so that we can ultimately make it more accessible to more housing providers. I'm Harry Bowen. I'm a project manager with MWP. I look after the projects from inception, from the planning stage, through the construction process to whenever they're handed over. MWP is a family-run company. We have specialised in the social rent sector, and more recently we've really focused on producing highly energy efficient housing by working to the Passive House standard. As we've grown, I've gone from a purely site-based role to mainly in the office, and that was a big learning curve for me because previously I didn't have to worry about what's happening on the site because I was there every day. Shape comes in really well there because it is made by construction professionals for them, so they knew what we were up against, what we needed, and that goes a long way to explain how well it's fitted in with us. One of the key tools for us has actually been the issue tracker for instantly jumping on a problem and passing on the solution. So what happens all the time is someone will spot something on site and they normally just want reassurance that it is like the design. So I can say yes, drop them a screenshot from the office and be like, that's correct. Or, you know, there are times when it isn't, and that's fine too because we've caught it in time, you know. There's nothing better than finding the problem before your kind of finishes. We're proud when we find those and Shape's perfect for that. Ultimately, we're getting to the problem sooner, they're not being hidden, and we can put them right quicker, and then the overall program time is what it should be. Previously what would happen is we kind of send photos back and forward and the operatives might just presume that you knew what was going on in this photo, and so often you'd have to feed back and be like, what is this? This just looks like a hole in the ceiling. But you're putting in that structure in place that they've got to fill out the details, and without having to pick up the phone to them, you can be like, this is how we solve it, put those things in place, and then send it back. Shape is crucial in linking all of that together, so it's cutting that communication time down by a huge amount and documenting the whole process as well. So Shape has really helped us centralise all the kind of project live information, so whether that's through the project gallery tool where we can see the whole lifespan of the project, or channels where we're just like quickly sending photos to each other which we then categorise in more detail afterwards once we're back at our desks. So the fact that it is this like central repository for all these photos, for the issues, for our shift reports and everything is just been a huge help. The whole point of a diary is that it's something that you look back on, and the previous ways we were doing it, whether it was paper-based or Excel-based, it was a bit of a hassle to look back, and you weren't guaranteed that even the right information would be there even if you found it. But with the shift report, because it's so structured and the quality of data is guaranteed and it's all in one place, it's become a real smooth process to just look back and be like, right, that did happen that day, because it helps us enter all this information in a really well structured way that we can assess afterwards. Instead of a project starting and finishing and you never think about it again, actually by collecting the information as you go and building up a better understanding of that project, it informs the next instead of just being lost. We would like to keep growing as a company and take on more projects, and we see the digital tools as a crucial part of that, because as we get bigger, it's crucial that we get more and more organised, and Shape plays a vital role in that.